Hi guys, welcome to another episode of YL Mompreneurs. We're here to inspire you to live healthy with essential oils, mentor you through daily experiences, and equip your teams for success. Did you guys grow up watching Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? Because I did. And that definitely left an impression on me as a young child that rich people were somewhere up here and I was somewhere down here. Did you know that 86% of millionaires and 69% of billionaires are self-made? That means they didn't inherit their wealth from granddaddy, but they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and they made something happen. And so if it were true that all poor were destined to be poor forever and all rich are destined to be rich forever, we wouldn't have the rags to riches stories, and we wouldn't have the people who've fallen into bankruptcy and unfortunately even committed suicide after losing tons and tons of money. It all has to do with the mindset. So today, I'm going to give you a few basic mindset differences between the rich and the poor. And again, this is a general overview. I'm not going into the nitty-gritty of why someone is rich and why someone is poor and the extenuating circumstances and all these different political things. I'm just going to give you basic differences about the mindset of someone who's been able to become financially successful and someone who has not. So let's get started. So number one is their belief about themselves. Rich people believe that they are a success even when no one else believes in them. I had a friend from an old church that I used to go to, and she told me that she was raised in a wealthy family, but at the age of 18, she got kicked out. And I don't remember what she did. It wasn't like she got pregnant or anything, but for some reason, she got kicked out of the house, and she was literally living out of her car. She would go to the library to wash up, but never in her mind did she ever once think, I'm poor, I'm homeless, even though she literally was homeless, because she, in her mind, thought, I'm wealthy. Now, in that case, she was raised by a wealthy family, but that goes to show it shaped her belief. And how many of us were raised in families that were not financially successful, and it shaped our belief of this is who I am, when we're not who our families are. We're not who we were raised to be. We're who we decide to be as adults, right? We all have a choice. So she never believed that she was poor. And at the age of actually 17, she went and got herself a six-figure consulting job for, doing computer consulting for different corporations. She was getting paid $100,000 plus because in her mind, she's successful, she's smart, she's wealthy, she's rich, even though she was literally living out of her car and washing up in the library before she was going to the interviews. So it really is a belief. Successful, rich people believe that they're successful, even when no one else believes in them. Whereas poor people have a lack of belief. And I hate using these terms, rich and poor. What should we use instead? People who are not financially successful, they don't believe that they can do it, and they're dependent on others' opinions. There's this belief of like, unless I get validated by someone else, unless someone tells me that I'm good enough, unless someone, tells me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing and gives me props for it, then unless I get a degree from this college, then I'm worthless. Another thing is the plan. People who are financially successful have a plan, and everything they do is part of that plan. They don't just take on everything that comes to them. They're not tossed to and fro by, I'll try this now, I'll try this now. They have a specific plan, and no matter who says what, they stick to that plan. Whereas people who are not financially successful, they don't know what they want. They don't have a target of where they're going, and they're pretty much aimless. They just kind of wake up every day and just respond to the day. People who are financially successful look at their problems and they come up with solutions. They open up their minds to the fact that this is a problem, but it's an opportunity for me to solve it. Whereas people who are not financially successful tend to give excuses for their problem. People who are financially successful are risk takers. They are not afraid to go out and take risks, to do something that no one else is doing, to do something that they've never done, to do something that people tell them they can't do. And they create their own opportunities. They look within to see what they're capable of, and they create their own opportunities. Whereas people who aren't financially successful kind of take the waiting approach of I'm going to wait until I win the lottery. I'm going to wait until my boss gives me a promotion. I'm going to wait until someone discovers me. They're standing on the beach, on the edge of the water, just waiting for their ship to come in, literally. When the entrepreneur, the wealthy mindset person is standing next to them, building a ramp, building a little boat themselves out of driftwood and whatever, and getting ready to set sail. And these are just a few of the different mindsets that someone has that is financially prosperous in their mind versus someone who's poor in their mind. Is there a such thing as privilege? Yes, there's a such thing as privilege. Is there a such thing as discrimination and prejudice? Yes. All of these horrible things exist in the world because human beings are by nature just sinful, right? But there's a basic difference in the mindset, and you can change your mindset and pull up out of any situation. I was looking at a picture of Prince George. I think that's his name. Forgive me if it's not. But Princess Kate's in Kate Middleton's son in England. And he was standing there, 2 foot nothing, with a white fluffy robe on, and President Barack Obama was kneeling down in front of him and shaking his hand. And I thought, this kid is never going to have a problem with poverty mindset. He just never will. He'll always believe that he's wealthy. He'll always believe that he's prosperous no matter what happens. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people who aren't raised in wealth, is that they think to themselves, I'm broke. I will always be broke. I will never come out of this broke place. And that's just not how it has to be. It's all a change in your mindset. Change your mindset, because that is what is going to bring you out. I'm talking to mompreneurs. I'm talking to women who want to be in business, who want to grow wealth for themselves, who want to have multiple sources of income. Go back and rebuild your mindset. Go back and rebuild who you are as a person, so that you're not identifying with a poverty mindset, but you're identifying with a mindset of wealth, because that is really your first step to being successful financially and to being able to lay up riches for your children, your children's children, and then be financially free. Christian women, you of all people should want wealth, because you are the ones that are going to do the most good with it. There's a lot of evil people in the world that have wealth, that are doing a lot of evil things, but people that are filled with the love of God, we want to do good for the world. We want to help people. We want to love people. We want to take people out of terrible, horrible situations and give them a life of love and of freedom. And it takes money to do those things. And so we above all people should be the ones that are knowing how to use the tool of wealth and fixing our mindset so that we're not pushing wealth away with the way that we think towards riches. Whew, this video was quite long-winded, but I wanted to really talk to you guys today from my heart about these kinds of things, and I hope it helped even one person out there. Comment below if you want to have a discussion about this, or if this meant anything to you at all. Thank you for making it this far. I know this is one of my longer videos, but I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate you subscribing. I really appreciate you hanging out with me here on this Wild Mompreneurs channel. And I will keep bringing you content as long as you keep watching it. And even if you don't, I'll keep bringing content for the one person that it could help. So I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.